What's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's Mighty Fan time, coming to you from Mighty Fan's living room. And you know what that means. Yes, it's a new series I'm starting now. That means when you see me in the living room, more times than not, it's going to mean I have pickups to share. And indeed, that's the case. In fact, I have a little over a month's worth of pickups to share. I wasn't able to film a video the last few weeks because I had an emergency appendix removal operation a couple weeks ago, and I was in the hospital for about 4 or 5 days. And then after that, I got the flu. So I've been pretty much out of commission for a couple weeks. But prior to that, prior to my stay in the local hospital, I was able to pick up some things off eBay. In fact, I got one jersey after I got out of the hospital. And just so you guys know, even when I was in the hospital bed, I was trying to win an auction on eBay. I didn't win it, but I tried to get a away white Archie Manning Saints jersey. Didn't happen, but even in the hospital bed, always a jersey head, you know? So anyhow, let's get right to the pickups. And I start with the jersey I'm wearing, which is the Claude Giroux Philadelphia Flyers away white jersey. And I got this off eBay some weeks ago, and I really liked it because it has the captaincy on there. And, you know, he is the current captain. And I like this away white jersey the Flyers wear. It's kind of a homage to their old 70s look. They do it for the home orange, too. They kind of went back to this look some years ago. And, you know, they're really sharp looking. I like the home and away jerseys that they wear. But it's got the C. In fact, the C is they wear this on their away jerseys, and it's got the white with the black outline. That's actually how the Flyers used to wear it back in the 70s. Bob Clark was the captain. He wore this similar C. Now, the Flyers went away from this look for their C, for their white jersey, for a number of years. It was basically a solid black C or a solid black A, depending on if you're a captain or an alternate. And I think starting a year or two ago, they went back to this, kind of like a homage to their old jerseys from the 70s, from the Bully days. And I'm really happy they did because I think it's a pretty solid look. So it's got the C on there. It's a Reebok Giroux, like the Flyers would wear today. In fact, I'm going to the game next week against the Red Wings at the Wells Fargo Center with my buddy Mark. Flyers Mark, you all know him as Mark M here in the Jersey Heads community. So two of us are going. He's a huge Flyers fan. Of course, I'm a big Flyers fan too. I mean, he lives and dies with the Flyers. He loves them, and you know, anytime we get to go, he and I try to go to at least one game together a year, and it's always a good time. And you know, we always have a great time at the game. So we look forward to that. And Mark, you know, I'm looking forward to the game, and I'll be wearing this jersey for that. And I know he'll be sporting his Flyers apparel at the game too. So both of us are looking forward to that. So yeah, let's go Flyers. And so here it is. In fact, I just picked up this hat from Fans over the weekend. And it's a Zephyr snapback. I just thought it looked really sharp, so I picked it up. So there you go. But let's get to the other pickups. And this one actually stems back from Christmas, because this was my Christmas gift from my dad. And some of you already saw this on the Facebook pages when I did a jersey review vid for it, and I took some pictures of it on there. So we got the 1980 Wilbert Montgomery Philadelphia Eagles, and of course, you know, I'm a big diehard Eagles fan, diehard Philadelphia fan, but Eagles is a team that I certainly, I guess if I were to, you know, have a pecking order, like I know my buddy Mark, the Flyers come first, and for me it's the Eagles. The Eagles have always been, you know, of all the four teams, and I love them all, but the Eagles have always kind of been, you know, the team that I followed the most. And so I got this jersey from my dad. He got it off eBay. And the cool thing about this was I got this jersey, and about a week later, the Eagles won the division over Dallas, in Dallas. And this jersey has kind of a historical value to it too, because this was the jersey style and color that the Eagles wore in 1980 when they beat Dallas in the 1980 NFC Championship game at the old Vet. And of course, Wilbert Montgomery had that first touchdown, the long off tackle run. And so this is basically the jersey from, you know, reminiscent of that game. And then, of course, the Eagles went on to beat Dallas this year for the NFC East title, and you know, had some excitement for that. In Chip Kelly's first year, they won the division, and went to the playoffs for the first time in a few years. Got bounced in the first round by the Saints, but they still there's a lot of hope for the future, and it looks like they're one of those teams on the rise right now, which is awesome because it's been a few years since the Eagles have been pretty relevant, and it's good to see them coming back. So I'm looking forward to the future. And Wilbert Montgomery. This is an older made in Korea run, and it's got the double stitching on the 31, but everything else is heat pressed. The numbers on the shoulders and the stripes, that's a heavy vinyl heat press right there. The Montgomery on the back is pressed onto a nameplate. And of course the 31's double stitched on the back as it is on the front. But everything else is heat pressed on. That's how the Eagles wore their jerseys back in the day. So yeah, jersey number 1, or jersey number 2 I should say. And now we step away from Philadelphia for a little bit because the rest of the jerseys here are not Philadelphia related. But they are very nice. In fact, some of them have been grails of mine for a time, so I was happy to knock them off my list. And I have the home light blue for this player's jersey too, but I always like the away one too. It's just it's one of those jerseys, and one of those players, one of those all-time great players. So here we go with the Houston Oilers. And, of course, we all should know who this is, number 34, Earl Campbell. Yes, that's right. Before it was beast mode with Marshawn Lynch, and even before the bus and Jerome Bettis, there was Earl Campbell. Knocking people over. So, a great running back out of Texas University, and, of course, had a long career with the Oilers and with the Saints as well. But this, of course, is his away white Houston Oilers jersey. It's an older run made in USA. You can always tell the Made in USA jerseys because they have that deep inside tag in the neck there, and yeah, they do run a little big, but it's a solid jersey. Love that heat pressing. I mean, we've all known this about me. I love heat press football jerseys. They're my absolute favorite ones. So they pretty much dominate my collection. So here it is with the heat press 34 on there. The stripes and the numbers also heat pressed onto the sleeves. A lot of you have seen this jersey, either have seen it, some of you have this jersey or had it in your collection at one point or another. Just about everyone has an Earl Campbell in their collection. So there you go. There's the white older run USA Mitchell and Ness Earl Campbell, and I do have the blue one too. The blue one is more of a newer run made in China. It's still a very solid jersey. I still give that plenty of wears. You can never go wrong with the old Oilers jerseys, so there you go. All right, so jersey, another jersey here. This was actually a freebie. This came in a lot of jerseys that I won on eBay. Actually, I didn't really win. It was a buy it now, so I bought it, and the seller threw this in there. I know Big Slim has interest in this, so I might actually give this to him at some point, because I know he really has some interest in it, and he's been really good to me over the years, helping me, find jerseys and stuff. So this may not be in my collection for too long, but anyhow, this is a authentic. I know A-Rock will like this too. This is an authentic Minnesota Vikings Reebok jersey. This is a really nice. It's a way white Darren Sharper image, as Boomer would call him. This is like I said, the away white Vikings. It's got the double-stitched 42. It's got the, Vikings in the front. Really nice jersey. Solid all around. It's got the yoke sleeves. Really nice. It's got the trim going down the sides. The jock tag. It's a Reebok Authentic. There you go. Double stitching on the 42 as well on the shoulders. It's got the Vikings logo, of course, on the back. Sharper single stitched on the nameplate and 42 double stitched. And the Vikings did away with this style before this past season. This past season they went to another newer look. They only had this look for a few years, so kind of surprised they changed again, but all to make sales. AP wins a rushing record, and then they change their jerseys again. But what can you do? Wins an MVP, and they change around. But anyhow, Darren Sharper Authentic Reebok. Like I said, this is in my closet now, but it might be in Big Slim's closet pretty soon. And these were the jerseys I actually bought from this seller. And like I said, that was a throw-in. I also got some hats from him. He sent some hats, not videoed here, but I'll show them at some point. But first one here, this is an older run made in Korea. San Francisco 49ers Steve Young, away white with the 75th anniversary logo because it's from the 94 season. Of course, they wore the red version of this for the Super Bowl, but this is the one they wore during the regular season. It's got the 75th anniversary patch. Real solid jersey. I really like this. I've wanted a young 49ers jersey for a while. I have his Bucks jersey, but I've wanted his Niners for a while. So it's got the double stitch with that really nice drop shadow there. It's got the stripes. The stripes are pressed on to the sleeves. And there you go. The big young on the back. Single stitched on nameplate, and big 8 double stitched with that drop shadow right there. Really nice. Real nice jersey here. And the other jersey I got, probably the main reason I got this lot of the jerseys is for this one, because it's kind of hard to find, and every time I see it, it's like, the seller always wants a ton for it, and I got a really good deal on these two, and like I said, the seller threw in that sharper, and I got some hats too out of it, so it was a pretty good lot. And I know Mitchell Ness just recently, towards the end of last year, made the year 2000 Chris Carter Vikings jersey, which I'm going to get next week as part of the winter sales event sale. But this was the one they originally made, and they made his Pro Bowl too, but this was the original Vikings jersey they made years ago. It's a made in USA, and it's from the 95 season, and it's got the Vikings 35th anniversary patch on there that absolutely makes this jersey. I love that patch. Everything is single stitched as well. The 80 on the front, the 80 on the sleeves. The stripes are actually pressed onto the sleeves though, but everything else is single stitched, the numbers and letters. Got the Carter on a nameplate, single stitched, and then the 80. Another jersey I think A-Rock would like, because he's a big Vikings fan. So there you go, A-Rock, showing some Vikings love in this video. It's got the NFL shield also on the front. Like I said, they just made his 2000 jersey with the 40th anniversary patch on there. But this one is, like I said, this is the 95 one with the 35th anniversary patch. So 5 years separating, but they're kind of different looking jerseys too with the numbers. If you notice, the 2001 has the double stitched with the yellow trim going around, and of course in 95 they only had the single stitch with no trim, and it looks a little different. The stripes are different. There's some other differences. And also of course there's no logo on the sleeves. There's no Viking head on the sleeves, and of course later on they put it on the sleeves. So there's a couple differences with this jersey opposed to the 2001 and the one they've worn for a number of years. So there you go. Older run Chris Carter, Hall of Famer. So this next one, this has been a grail of mine for a while, and I was happy to get it, and I got a really good deal on it too. And it's the Icky Shuffle, Icky Woods, Cincinnati Bengals. This is another older run Mitchell Ness. This is a made in El Salvador. I really like the look of this jersey. This pops. It's those stripes, the Bengal stripes, just are awesome. And I know they made the Boomer Esiason too, but I always wanted the Icky Woods. I'm a fan of running backs, so anytime I can get a running backs jersey, I'm happy. So I got the Icky Woods Cincinnati Bengals jersey. This is circa 1988 jack tag. Everything is, again, heat pressed on, including the stripes. And the other thing I really like is that mesh. You can really see that mesh through those stripes. That just really looks nice. It's just old school, It's got the 30s on the sleeves. Got the Woods 30 on the back. Woods is on a nameplate, pressed on, and then the 30. So there you go. I can't do the Icky Shuffle. I can't do, but there it is. And we go from one end zone celebration guy to another. And this guy was actually the grandfather of end zone celebrations, this next guy. So some of you probably know who I'm talking about when I say that. But I got two of his jerseys. These jerseys were grails of mine too. Remember I showed the Earl Campbell earlier. Well, here's the Billy White Shoes Johnson. That's right, Mr. Funky Chicken. He perfected the art of the end zone celebration. He was one of the first guys to actually celebrate when he scored a touchdown. He did the Funky Chicken when he scored. And he was one of the first to do it. So there you go. Billy White Shoes. I don't have white shoes, but I do have two of his jerseys, and they're both white. So there you go. It's the away white Oilers. Basically the same exact jersey as the Earl Campbell, only in Billy White Shoes Johnson, 84. pressed on, name numbers and stripes pressed on, and you gotta love that B. Johnson on the back, pressed on as well on the nameplate with the 84. Really sharp jersey. Really happy to get this. I got a really good deal on it too, as well on this next one. And in fact, I have Big Slim to thank for this next one too, because he's the one that alerted me to this buy it now auction on eBay. I actually watched it for a little while. I kind of was bold. I didn't get it right away, and sometimes you can get burned by doing that, but I was able to get it eventually. And here's his Falcons jersey. This is the Billy White Shoes Johnson Falcons. Really like that. I just like these older Falcons jerseys. You know, I had that Dion, and now this one. Just really nice. I know they made some other Falcons jerseys, but this is the Billy White Shoes. It's got the 81 pressed onto the front. When he was a Falcon, he was 81. When he was an Oiler, he was 84. But he always did that funky chicken dance when he scored touchdowns. So didn't matter what team he was on. This one's actually a 1983, and it's another older run Mitchell & Ness. This one is a made in, I want to say El Salvador, but I have to check the, yep, El Salvador. I have to check the tag, but there it is. It's got the nice vinyl pressed on stripes on there, and it's got, of course, the older Falcon logo right there with the 81s on the shoulders. And that nice trim going around the front. Really like that. The B. Johnson again, nameplate pressed on, and the 81 is pressed on as well. Really nice, solid jerseys. Of course, these have been grails of mine for a number of years, so I pretty much knocked off a few of my grails that were left. I don't have too many left, actually, so I'm happy about that. I have like a couple others that I hope to get someday. The 94 Junior Seau comes to mind, the powder blue. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Someday, you know. But anyhow, that's going to do it for me, for Mighty Fan. You're in the living room. I know I did say when I wanted to make these videos, I wanted to show like close-ups of the jersey afterwards, but I'm a little lazy right now, so I'm just going to end it here. Next time, though, I'll show some close-ups of my pickups, and that next one will probably be a week from now because the big sale at Mitchell & Ness is coming up in a week. I don't know the exact. I don't want, don't hold me to the percentage off, but I know usually in store it's like 50% off. It's the winter sale event. Of course, the week of the Super Bowl they have it. Online, I believe it was like 40% last year. But again, don't hold me to that. I'm just looking forward to the sale, and as always, and just looking forward to going and seeing what I got my eyes on some stuff already that I want to get. That 2000 Chris Carter comes to mind. There's a few others involved too. So once I get those jerseys, I will have a pickup video, and I will show the close-ups of them afterwards. Have a little montage of the close-ups a little later on after I show the products. But until that next video, as always, this is Mighty Fan saying peace. And by the way, yes, I know I didn't really hit a lot of corrections on my preseason pick video for football with the division champions. But remember the two teams I said would be in the Super Bowl. That's right, the Broncos and the Seahawks. And what two teams were in the Super Bowl? The Broncos and the Seahawks. And what team did I say was going to win before the season? The Seahawks. So what team's going to win on Super Bowl Sunday? Well, I don't really know. But I'm hoping the Seahawks do because I'm a big Russell Wilson fan, and I want to see him win a Super Bowl, and, of course, the Seahawks too. And I just don't want – and I say the Seahawks too because I don't want Richard Sherman to, yell at me. So, so I'm still sticking to my preseason pick with the Seahawks. Go Hawks. Go 12th man. Win your first ever Super Bowl. But just remember, my Eagles have to win for me some year too. Okay? Let's not forget about them. But but as far as this Super Bowl goes, in the Meadowlands, I am rooting for the Seahawks. In fact, I guess someone took my preseason prediction to heart too much. He put a tattoo of him of the Seahawks logo with Super Bowl 48 champions written on there. Now, if the Seahawks don't win the Super Bowl, I don't want that guy coming after me because even though I make the predictions before the season, I'm not responsible for what you put on your body. The ink that you get on your body, that's up to you. Don't come to me. So anyhow, go Seahawks in Super Bowl 48. I'll be watching and hoping that that they beat the Broncos. Should be a great game too. I'm glad those two teams are in because I think it's a great game. Great offense, great defense. Should be a great game. And I was right. My preseason prediction, you have to give it up for that. Not that it was an out on the limb prediction, but the Seahawks-Broncos came true. And that's one of the first times I've actually hit the Super Bowl opponents. Now, who wins, we'll see. I'm hoping Seattle wins. But we'll see what happens with that. But anyhow, this is Mighty Fan as always saying peace. Big shout outs to all of the subscribers there, all my fellow Jersey heads, all the groups on Facebook, family, friends, fellow DeviantArt members, anyone I'm forgetting. Once again, you're coming from the living room here in Mighty Fan, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, everyone, take care. Bye.